So there was this period in my life where I wasn't in a good place mentally, man. To be honest, I was suicidal, okay? And I know it's hard for me to say this, and I don't like saying this. I don't like being vulnerable and exposing myself like this. I don't do it for attention. The reason I do it is because I know that me sharing this can maybe help someone out there, okay? Just make them feel not alone and make them feel like there's hope. And I'm willing to expose myself in this vulnerable way to help someone out there, okay? And that's just something I've, calculated in my mind, and I'm willing to take that risk of maybe people judging me, and that's fine. That's what life is all about, okay? Even the fact that I'm saying this, I am afraid of appearing weak, appearing that, I'm weak, and people judge you for saying these kind of things. And look, it is what it is. I'm not going to escape the reality. The truth is, a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I was quite suicidal. I was in a very dark phase in my life. I didn't want to live. I was just laying in bed. I had no energy, man. No energy, no motivation to wake up, to stand up, to even take a shower or even brush my teeth. Just very, very depressed, okay? And what we see nowadays on social media, people saying that depression isn't real and, don't let depression control you and all of that. And I'm going to be a little bit, controversial here. I think depression is real, but I think in most people it can be, at least reduced, at least controlled in a manner where you can actually start to live your life again, okay? I don't want you guys to feel hopeless. I don't want you guys to feel like depression, there's no beating depression, because look, you're looking at a man, okay? You're looking at a man that beat depression. You're looking at a man that beat depression. You're looking at a man that was depressed, that tried to kill himself, okay? I tried to kill myself. And you're looking at a man that beat depression, okay? And I don't care if you call me weak for saying this, it's the truth. I wanted to die. I wanted to kill myself. And I beat it. And there was a point where I had no hope, okay? And that was the worst moment of all my life. I had no hope. I thought it wasn't going to get better. I thought this was the end. I thought there was no getting better. There's no hope for me. There's no future for me. If I go now, I'm doing the world a favor. I'm doing my family a favor. No one's going to feel any pain. I know it's a selfish thing to think of. But the truth is, when you're depressed, you're kind of selfish. And that's the truth. When you're in that depressed state, you're selfish because you're only thinking about your pain. And that's the only thing you can think about, okay? And I was at that point where I could only think about my pain. So whatever happened in my family, I was just unaware, to be honest. I did not care because I was just focused on my own pain because the pain was too great. It was too much. And I could only focus on it because it was too much of pain. It was too much. I could not live life. I could not see pleasure in things. There was no pleasure. There was no joy left. There was no, there was no fire left. There was no light. When you look at people and you see light in their eyes, there was none of that. I could not see light in my eyes when I looked in the mirror. And I just hated myself. I hated myself, yeah. I hated myself. This mic doesn't work, by the way. But I hate myself, man. And just the way I looked, the way I was just everything about me, I hated. Even the way I talked, the way, my body was at that time, I was eating junk food. And I just hated myself. I felt like a failure. Even it got so bad to the point I was like hallucinating. I was seeing visions. I was getting punched by people. It was really weird. It was really weird. And people say depression isn't real. It is real. It is real. But it's real because I've experienced it. But I got better. And this video isn't about me giving you like the secret thing about beating depression and and talking down on you, or you should do this, you should do that, you should do this routine, you should do this, and then, or you should shower and take a cold shower. This video isn't about that. This video is proof that someone with depression, bad depression, got better. And that's it. There's no me giving advice to you guys. You're not gonna get that in this video. I'm not gonna give advice to you, okay? I'm not gonna give you a TED talk about beating depression. Nah, this is me talking about what happened to me and where I am at now. And I don't know if you can actually see that there's fire in me again. I'm not perfect, okay? I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% happy all the time, and that's okay. But if you were to compare me to how I was a year and a half ago, where I was waking up in the middle of the night, actually I wasn't even sleeping, but when I did sleep, I would wake up and I would get panic attacks. I would freaking start jumping up and down on my balcony because my heart was racing. I thought I was gonna die, and I thought exercising was gonna help me with the panic attacks, because I thought, okay, I'm dying, and I need to exercise, because if I don't exercise, I'm gonna die. It was just a weird sort of thing I had in my mind, where I needed to exercise because I thought if I stay still, I'm gonna die. I was just in a weird headspace, to be honest. I was very, it was a weird time. It was a weird, depressed time where I was just doing some weird shit. Like I was like jumping up and down my balcony at 3 a.m. and no one's awake. It's just me jumping up and down my balcony like a crazy person, like someone that belongs in an asylum. And I probably did belong in an asylum, but I just want to show you guys, and this is proof. My name is Amin, I'm 22 years old, I got better. It's been a year and a half, and I got better. And that's all I want to say to you guys, it will get better. I'm not going to tell you how, I'm not going to tell you how you can do it. I'm just telling you guys, it needs to come from here. It needs to come from here. And God, most of all, okay? And yeah, boys, have hope. Just look at me. I can smile, I can smile again, and I could not smile, and I can now. So this video is more about hope than anything, and I just want to give you hope, guys, that things will get better. You're not alone, okay? I know it's cheesy and corny and saying, oh, I'm your friend, we don't know each other, you're probably in like a different country, like you're in Zimbabwe or something. I don't know where you are, but bro, like I'm in Brazil, like I'm happy, okay? I can smile. I'm not 100%. Sometimes I get kind of depressed. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm happy, I'm always happy. I'm not always happy, okay? But I'm better, and that's all I can really say. I want to show you guys that you can get better. There's hope, and there's other people out there that have experienced or experiencing the same thing, and maybe you need to get better for you to help other people as well that experiencing the same thing. And yeah, boys, I love you guys, and just I don't know if anyone's gonna watch this, but I just want to help people out there, because I know how much pain that you can go through, and how much how weird you can get and how depressed you can get as well. So thank you for watching, and yeah, boys, thank you.